The Defiant Daughter, the Ashmead Heirs by Caroline Warfield. The second book in the Ashmead Heirs is the story of the Earl's daughter, the Duchess of Glenmore. Forced by her cruel and repugnant father to marry an aged and cruel Duke of Glenmore, Madeline didn't think life could be worse than living under the roof with her callous parents. She was wrong. The Duke was sadistic, vulgar, and vengeful. Only when Madeline found evidence that could humiliate the Duke did her abuse cease. But his path of destruction and vile acts had already taken their toll on her and his sons. Telling the Duchess and the younger son the boy had died, his crippled eldest son was sent to the coal mines of Wales, hoping the horrid conditions would kill him. Neither Madeline nor the younger son, Philip, was sorrowful at the Duke's passing, but she had moved into the dower house on her brother's estate, where she chose to spend her time in semi-solitude, vowing she had no interest in entering the awful state of marriage ever again. Only when an American showed up seeking knowledge of his nephew, the heir to the Duke of Glenmore, did things begin to unravel for Maddie. Of course, the man was only seeking a financial windfall after he had blown through his sister's fortune after her death, but with declaring his sister had married the military man he now found had become the Duke of Glenmore. The confusing secret that had kept Madeline safe for the remainder of her life with the Duke now threatened to destroy the young boy she had raised and learned to love. The question of the proof she had kept secret because she didn't understand its meaning was now clear. Questioning the validity of the claims by the Duke of the death of the eldest son weighed on both Madeline and Philip. Colonel Bryn Morgan had come to Ashmead for his friend Rob Benson's wedding. There, his first sight of Madeline Tabernash turned his world upside down. The dependable colonel finds himself at every turn wishing to make Maddie's life more comfortable. The former engineer for his family's successful coal mining business in Wales turned away from the ugly business of mining, and after the wars and life in the military, turned to analyzing reports for the military facilities worldwide for the Crown. With no title and few funds, he finds he is far beneath the touch of the Dowager Duchess and has nothing to offer her. However, he is unable to turn away from the woman. The Duchess finds Bryn attractive, charming, and beguiling, but also knows there is much between their class ranks. When the American causes grief for Maddie, Bryn is determined to uncover the man's game and to protect the woman he can't help but love. Even if he can never have her, he can protect her. When they discover what may have become of Gideon, Philip and Madeline, believing he is most probably dead, at least wish to know what happened to him. Bryn Morgan, knowing the coal mines in Wales, swallows his pride and offers to escort Madeline to discover her painful past and face his own. On first impression, Kendrick Collier struck Maddie as no different than any other coal mine, bleak, blanketed with coal dust, and badly industrial. But when she registered the well-repaired fences, artfully arranged tools, sturdily constructed buildings, and a neatly constructed stable for the horses, the office was larger and appeared permanent. The stairs were solid and safely railed. Then she turned and realized there were donkeys pulling the carts rather than women and children, and the boys leading those donkeys were much older. The operation lacked the air of sorrow she had felt the day before at the Glenmore mines. There was no concrete evidence, but she observed a world of shared purpose. A neatly dressed young woman greeted them. When Philip explained the Duke of Glenmore wished to see the colliery's manager, They were surprised to learn that owner himself was present, or so the woman explained. When she returned to tell them Mr. Kendrick would see them, Maddie was prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt. The office was clean and furnished with comfortable chairs and thick carpet. It stunned her, and so did the man who owned it. Dressed in a finely tailored suit, Kendrick himself stood with his back to them like a man steadying himself for a blow, with both hands braced on the bookcase behind his desk. With authority and a cultured accent, it sent her reeling. "You have no place here, Glenmore. This is my colliery." "What in God's name does he think we want?" Philip got there sooner. "I'm not my father," he returned with equal authority. Only when Kendrick turned, lurching onto one leg, his right shoulder dipping lower than the left, did the truth shake Maddie's foundation. "Gideon!" Grateful for Bryn's hand firm on her back, when her knees buckled, she grasped the back of her chair. "Dear God, Madeline, please sit. You look like you've seen a ghost," Gideon explained. His eyes darted from her to the others and back to Maddie. "We believed you were dead," she breathed as Bryn pulled back the chair and helped her into it. Philip gathered his power of speech. "Merciful angels, it is you. We hoped only to ask. We didn't expect." He glanced down at Maddie. "Perhaps we both have seen a ghost." Ms. Warfield's writing pulls you into her world that she's created. With such expert research and descriptions, you can almost feel the coal dust and smell the dirty filth. Again, this series is more historical and intrigue than romance. But for me, there was a bit more in this second book than in the first. I like this one a little more because of that, but the first one gives you a good foundation as we go forward for the remainder of the series. I rate this book an A. The heat level is a 2. If you like mystery and intrigue with a different twist on slow burn romance, I think you'll like this series. The Defiant Daughter by Caroline Warfield is a wonderful read. And if you enjoy a little mystery and intrigue with a little bit of romance, I think you will enjoy it.